Cade, we're going to take a look at your video here. The gentleman on your left is a very talented college kicker, just finished his career with setting a lot of records, specialist of the year in the conference. He played in as NFL potential. He's a great role model to kind of watch here and follow how he does his technique. So right here, you're starting off. You want to be lined up. Just know exactly where your target is, right there in the center. So right here, you've got yourself lined up position-wise with the ball. You want to have your right kicking foot right in the center of that football. So right here, I would recommend right when you get lined up here to just go ahead and glance at the target where you want to kick the ball and then start your steps back. If you glance at it, it helps you be a little more accurate as you're taking your steps back here, okay? So make sure you get lined up here, foot's in the center of the ball, glance at your target, and then you start your steps back. And when you take your steps back, you don't need to be looking ahead. You just look down at your feet. So you'll glance here, know exactly which direction you got to step back from, and just start your steps back. And you look like you do a pretty good job here. Now on the left, I'll let you see how he does it. I'm kind of bring him down a little bit here so you can see all of it. And he starts right here. Starts with his kicking foot first. There's his first step, 1, 2, 3. He actually takes the fourth step, and this is what you call an alignment step. He's checking to make sure his kicking foot, the football, the point of placement, which is right in front of his hip here, and the target are all in the same line. So right here, when he takes this step here, see where his foot is? So you're making sure the foot and right where the holder's going to hold it and the target, all three are in the same line. Okay. So he's done that. He's done a good job there. So see, he takes his steps. So count the steps here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He checks it. He brings his foot back here. Now he's actually only taken 3 steps back. Let's watch you. Okay, here's yours. You start with the kicking foot. Good. 1, 2, 3. There's your 4 steps. So you're doing the same thing he's doing. So right there now, right when you get this spot, and it looks like you've done a good job, make sure all these 3 points are lined up. And we'll be able to tell even more so when you start your steps. The lateral. See, we'll watch here. I'll show you right where it is exactly. So there's where your foot is. And right in the dead center there is where you want to be. And you might be a little off, but you're pretty close. That looks really pretty good. Okay, so right where your foot is. So you're lined up pretty good. All right. Now you're taking those lateral steps. Now here's how he does his. Watch how he keeps it. Look how his toes are pointed straight ahead. And yours are too right here. So he'll come, once he comes back, he'll come from that drop step where he checks his alignment, and he'll bring his foot back, and he's got his toes straight in. See how they are right there? So you've come from back here too. So come right here, and I want you to pause right here. You don't have to keep your feet that close together. Just have them comfortably apart. Just your feet are just have them just slightly apart. It's more realistic to how you walk. When you walk, your feet are really close together, but they're not touching. So you want to have your feet positioned that way. Now watch what he does here. He takes a lateral step. You can just see how concise it is. He actually takes 2 of them. They're just duplicates. They look identical. See how they look identical? Same steps. And look how he keeps his feet pointed straight ahead. Straight in that direction, the general direction of the target. So he does that. That's what's yours here. Now see, you got your foot kind of staggered. Go ahead and get them toe to toe. Get them lined up toe to toe. And that way, if you have your feet toe to toe, kind of like right here, where you got them lined up, then when you take your lateral steps, you just go right across there. Just keep it toe to toe. Okay. So right here, you kind of got them staggered. And if you have them, like I said, if you have them toe to toe, you can kind of it helps you identify your 90-degree angle. Right here, you're kind of staggered. So try to get them straight and toe to toe. Then let's see, what's your lateral step? Now, say you turn your foot in. So you already turn that foot in. You don't want to turn it. You want to keep your feet. See how this right foot is? Keep the left foot the same way. See, you got it turned now in here. So that's your first lateral step. What's his first lateral step? See how straight he keeps them? And your steps aren't too wide. If you just right here stop right, if you'd stop right here, right there would be pretty good on your lateral steps. If you'll stop right there. But see how you bring your heel to the left, right here. At that point, if you'll just put your foot on the ground, that left foot, you're in great shape. But right here, you see how you turn your foot, and now you're almost too wide. Plus, you've got your foot turned, and then it causes this foot to turn. And now you're kind of starting to kind of go at an angle. You're still trying to keep this 90. You've kept that pretty good, but turning that foot's going to make you inconsistent on your distance apart and also on the positioning of it. So right here now, see, you've got both feet. Now your feet are aiming this way. We want to keep them all going the direction, basically straight ahead, downfield, or toward where you're going to be kicking the ball. All right? Okay, showing a hash mark or something. So right here now, you do your second one, and you turn it even again. And see how he's done his second one. See, he still has not turned his foot. His feet are still straight ahead. Okay? So do that. Now you're already kind of turned here. Once you get to this point, look how he does it here. Keeps his feet straight, lateral, lateral. And then right here is when he turns his foot. He'll bring this kicking foot back and watch him pivot on the toes of his left foot and then align his foot right here. He aligns his foot to right where it's going to plant, right in this direction. That's what he's aiming for right there. And then when you do the same thing, let's see where you get your foot. Your foot's aligned kind of over here. And then your body, he gets in his stance here. Now look how he's got his body facing right. His foot's aiming there. His kicking foot's going to the ball. His whole body, everything's aiming right in this direction right here. Okay, right here, you're kind of aiming it. Look at the sole of your foot. It's just you don't have it far enough aiming there. You could just look at the obvious difference of his foot and your foot. Your back foot's pretty good shape. I think you might want to bring that back foot maybe up just a little bit. I'm going to see what you do here on your jab, but you might want to have this back foot up here just a little bit more. Same position. Okay, get there. So you're kind of leaning. It's not bad, but we just got to get yourself kind of set in your stance here. So your stance is right here. Okay, I'm going to say that's your stance. So I think that's pretty good, really. Again, though, I just think your foot, here you're in your stance. Do you take a jab? Let me see what you do here. No jab. Okay. Since you're not taking a jab, you're probably all right in the distance of your feet, your distance right here. But we got to get the toe, got to get this toe aligned here so we can get your body aligned like he is right here. Okay, so get this foot from here, aiming here, get it more like in that position there. Body lean's pretty good. You're doing 2 steps. You're not taking a jab. Watch him on the left here. He gets in position. He's looking at the holder. Watch his head right here. Look at the target. He checks the target. He's in his stance. Right here. He gets in his stance. He's in his stance right now. So he's checking right here. He's looking here. Then he's going to glance here. Then he's going to come back here. And then the holder's going to call for the snap. So watch him right here. Watch his eyes. Okay, he gets in his stance right here. Back of his neck to the back of his heel, nice and straight. Looks nice, good stance, body lean, whole entire body lean forward, chest out. He glances at the target. See him right here, watch his head. He glances at the target, comes back to the holder. The holder, they acknowledge he's ready. The holder turns his head, and he calls for the snap. The kicker's eyes are focused right here on this hand. Watch that hand as the hand comes up when the ball snapped. Here comes, he's calling the snap right here. Here comes the ball. Watch. When that left hand comes up, watch the kicker's body. See him leaning, his whole body from his ankle all the way up to the back of his neck. He's leaning, he leans to the jab right here. So he's leaning first right to the jab. Okay, you're right here. You're leaning, you're leaning, you're leaning, you're leaning, you're leaning, you're leaning. We just got to get you moving here. Okay, so you're really, your stance is right about here. So you're going to lean like from here to this jab. Well, you're not taking a jab, you're taking a full step. So you're leaning to this right here. And you can do it this way. This is called a two-step approach, what you're doing. One, and there's two, okay? Here's his step approach. He's doing a jab two-step. Real common, jab, and then he takes 1, 2. So he's doing a jab, you're not. So if you want to do it 2 steps, you're fine. Again, we just got to get your body aligned right more towards this way. You're kind of facing over here. We need you facing this way. Okay, so the benefits of having a jab 2 steps is it helps you transition to this drive step right there. Plus the lean to the jab, it times well coming to the holder. And you tend not to lunge. Your feet are kind of closer together because you're taking a jab and it puts you, see him now he's in a normal stride. His jab, his feet are a little closer. He has a jab, it puts his feet in a good position for the following step, the drive step right here. You're not doing the jab, you're kind of coming from that's why you're kind of like taking more of a lean, more of a lean, more of a lean because you're not doing a jab, whereas the jab would help you kind of keep moving forward and transition to this first step. So you're having to kind of like lean quite a bit just to get this drive step going. So consider doing a jab step, just like he's doing here. It's just subtle, just his body will lean. The hand comes up for the snap, he just leans, short jab, and he just flows right into the next step. Okay, so something to consider. Okay, you're right here. Here's your drive step. Plant. Let's look at your plant. Your plant needs to be facing right towards where the target is. It's kind of aiming a little over this way. You need to have that plant pointed right toward here. Look at his plant right here. Look how straight it is right there. It's going right toward the target. See how his plant is? So you're doing the plant. And see, plus, now look how, let's see if you skip. You're skipping a little bit. But look how right here you're planting and if your toe was just aimed slightly more towards the target, it's not bad right here. But if it's just going a little too far right. See, it's just aiming over here a little. Get it towards there, your toe, then you're going to have your foot positions pretty good in terms of relation to the side of the ball. Okay, and then you can kind of see your foot position on the ball here and his foot position. It's a little blurry on the left, but you could kind of see. So your leg's still not is actually hitting the ball kind of high. And you're hitting it with more of you're hitting a little high right there. It's kind of not freezing right. I just said the nose is coming up, but you're kind of wrapping it. Your toe, see your toe on the inside is kind of getting ahead of your foot, and it's kind of catching the right panel of the ball. See, that's where you're kind of almost spiraling it a little bit. See it right there where your foot's kind of doing right there. And you're just coming off like a spiral. You've kind of caught it just right where it creates a spiral towards it. So you've caught the right. So look at his foot. He's nice and square. We'll catch yours about where we can. But look how his leg's almost locked right here. He's right there. He's compressing the ball, and right at the optimum compression, right when he compresses that football, the knee's locking right here. See how he snaps through right there, snap. And look at his foot position. And so you're kind of hitting it up a little high too. See, he actually is kind of scooping the ground a little bit, and your foot's coming up, and you're kind of hitting more on the top of your laces as opposed to right on that. If you're looking down at your shoe, it's the laces on the left side on that bone toward the center of your foot is where you want to strike the ball. You can kind of see where he's done right here. He's got a strike right in that area there. And he's got his heel is slightly above his toe, just slightly. So you can kind of see. So get that plant foot straight more towards the target. We got to work on that foot position. You really probably at the position you should be alongside the ball. Your off looks like a 1-inch tee. And your foot, basically the front of your shin, right there close to the foot right there is going to be lined up with the center of the football. And that's what it looks like you've done a pretty good job there. Left arm, you kind of see how you bring your left arm up. You're like pulling the right arm back and under. You're like almost like you're just kind of striding with your left arm's going straight ahead and your right arm's going back. Keep that right arm uninvolved. Keep it right about in that position right there that threw out the kick. Watch how he does here. See how his right arm is? He just let it hang. It's just a balance. It's not involved. The left arm is the counterbalance. Watch how the left arm simultaneously goes forward the same time the leg's going forward. And basically, he's coming from here to the front. You bring here to the front of the body, kind of finishing high. Ideally, you come from the side across the chest and finish, or you come here and finish high. You're just you're bringing that right arm back and your left arm forward, almost like you're punting it right here. You kind of raise out your head, you're kind of coming up. You're hitting the ball here, and then you're kind of rising up. Watch him. He hits the ball, and he doesn't rise at all. See how his head stays steady? Look at his head right here. He just goes right. He stays right there under it. He's not rising up. He's just kicking his body. It's like a pendulum. He's just kind of coming through with his hips coming through underneath. His body rotates right here. His torso rotates under his head. And he lands on that. He skips. And the leg is coming toward the left shoulder, and he's skipping that same direction. He's just following the momentum of his body, lands on his plant foot right there, and allows full range of motion with the kicking leg. And this skip provides him to allow the optimum follow through and balance of the body as he decelerates and comes back down in control of his body. So you're right here. You've got a little bit of a skip, but you don't see it's just a little tiny when you're just more or less parallel, pirouetting right here, turning on that leg. And you got that right arm pulling you back here. You don't get to get the right arm again. Just let it kind of lag, let it hang just right there. Watch his right arm right here. It's just a balance. He doesn't get it. He's not jerking, pulling it back, or he's just letting it balance his body. Let the left arm work, and you're getting your right arm involved. Get it uninvolved. We don't want to do anything, and get the left arm instead of here. Get it up here and bring it right across your chest. Instead of here, bring it right about here. Or if you want to do it from here, but it's just going to be extended out and finish right across your chest. Extend out, and it comes right across your chest, or it's right out to the side coming across your chest. If you finish low, it's kind of, but you're kind of coming high. It's kind of like raising you up. It's almost like you're doing high strides or something. You're just almost like a punter right here. You're getting good whip on your leg, but let it come on, and you just got to hit that ball more solid. You see the leg. Look, the ball's gone, and your leg hasn't even locked out. There, it almost locks right there, and the ball's completely gone. So there, you didn't get all the power into it. You're kind of hitting it before leg lock. Whereas watch his leg lock right here, snap, and come through. And see how high his leg is here? This is as high as yours come right here. You got to get a lot more flexibility here. Get that lower leg up just like he's doing. And that can happen if you work on that skip step. So you're going to make contact here. You're coming down the ball, make contact towards the target. Then the leg's going to come up toward this left shoulder, and you're going to skip in that direction. So keep working on it. Get some of these fundamentals. You've got some power. There's some things that you're doing well. A lot of these things I'm covering right here, you can correct really quick. And we'll let this run through, let you watch him in his entirety right here. This kicker's an excellent role model for you to strive to be like. So watch him. He takes his steps 1, 2, 3. He's going to check his alignment to make sure the 3 points are all lined up. All 3 points. No matter where he's kicking it on the field, right hash, left hash, or center. He's going to do that. He's going to bring his foot back up. Keeps his toes straight ahead towards the target. Keeps them straight ahead, still straight ahead. Now right here, he pivots. Aligns his foot, the left foot, toward where the point of placement is right there. Point of placement's here. And the left foot's going to go alongside that point of placement right there where it's going to plant. So this leg is going to the plant. His right leg is going to go to the ball. Okay, so it's just like little tracks here. So this foot's aiming right here about where his plant foot is going to position alongside the ball. Then this way, his other foot's going right to the ball where it's going to be placed right in there. So you're going to do that. He gets in his stance. He checks the target. He's in his stance. Feet are a little close together. He takes a jab step. So he comes here. checks the target, comes back to the holder. Now the holder turns, calls for the snap. He's still in a stance, still in a stance. Here comes the ball. The hand comes up. You can see him just gradually lean to the jab. Lean to the jab. There's his jab. Keeps his body nice and straight. Look at his body position right here. It's excellent. He's gone from here to here. Nice drive step. Real good drawback right here. Great flexibility. Plant straight with that foot towards the target. Makes good contact. Look at his foot position compared to your foot position. You can see you work on these things. Coach will show you how to do one-step kicks, form kicks where there's no ball. One-step kicks will help work on your plant foot, ball contact, follow through, and skip. So work on those things. Here's his follow through right here. Look at his arm position. Right arm uninvolved, just lagging back. Left arm coming across the chest, high. Skip step, finish, and he's done right there. And there's the ball in flight right directly toward the target. Keep working on these fundamentals. It's going to help you improve.